If you want to get busy in the kitchen with the kids this winter, then you're going to love this SnowMan cake. It's so cute, so tasty, and so easy to make. Using a few simple ready-made ingredients like chocolate cake and Oreo cookies all smashed up with buttercream frosting, it's literally so easy to make your snowman. So, let's get started. First up, just get some Oreo cookies. Smash them up in a food bag using a rolling pin. Get some chocolate cake and mash that up with your hands. Mix them both together and add in some buttercream frosting. Mix it so it becomes a dough ball. We're going to make a couple of these, a big one and a small one. Cover it in buttercream frosting. Let it chill for a while so that can set. Meanwhile, get some black fondant icing. Cut out a circle with a cookie cutter. And then make a cylinder on top. Stick a red ribbon around it and you have your snowman's hat. Get some orange fondant icing and make a carrot for the nose. Now your first layer of buttercream frosting has set, you can add on a nice generous second layer so it's super white and add some desiccated coconut for a finishing touch to make it look extra snowy. Using a chocolate stick, you can just put that in to stick on your smaller dough ball, which we've done exactly the same with for the head. Stick on your hat and some facial features, chocolate buttons for the eyes, fondant carrot for the nose, chocolate chips for the mouth, and a ribbon. And let's not forget the arms. Candy buttons. There you have it, a perfectly wonderful snowman. Fancy a slice? Ooh, yummy chocolate inside. Who fancies an edible pot of flowers? Well, I certainly do. All you need is a basic chocolate cake to slice the top off, making it flat, and we're going to slice that in half. Now in between these layers we're going to add some buttercream. Nice generous helping of that gets spread out evenly. Next layer goes on and we've got another cake which we've also sliced, so we're going to add a third layer on top of this buttercream icing. It nice and deep for our flower pot. And there you have it. Just smooth the outside there. Now we're going to cut it to shape for our pot. There you go, it's as easy as that. Now we're going to smooth buttercream icing around the entire outside of our cake. Time to flour a chopping board and roll out our fondant icing. So we're going to roll that out into a nice big flat piece to cut out our 3 shapes. These are going to go around the outside of our cake. Using a little bit of water to stick them together. Super easy this one. Just got to make sure you measure everything to size. Turn that upside down. And voila. Some more buttercream icing on there. It's time to make the soil. Stick some Oreo cookies in a blender. And those are going to stick on top of our buttercream. It's time to stick in our flowers. We're using roses here, pretend ones, you could choose real ones, or even edible icing flowers. Use your imagination. A great gift for Valentine's Day. Yummy! First you need a 400-gram bar of dark chocolate, and we're going to cut that up into small pieces. Next, we're going to add 200 millilitres of whipping cream to a pan and let it bubble away on the stove. Then we're going to pour that hot whipping cream onto our broken chocolate pieces and whisk away until it's all dissolved. And there we have our chocolate ganache. Next, we're going to get our chocolate sponge cake. We're going to cut it in half and on the first layer add our chocolate ganache. On our second layer, we're going to put some buttercream chocolate. Spread that all along the top and around the sides, completely covering our cake. Smooth it over if you wish, then add our chocolate ganache around the edges, creating a drip down effect and over the entire top. Smooth that over, and time to add your favourite chocolates. Ferrero Rocher, Maltesers, Toblerone, even an Oreo cookie or two. Why not cut them in half? Absolutely delicious and super fast and super easy to make. Would not mind a slice of that. Fancy trying this fantastic roses on a log cake? A cake with a difference. You can have the slice on its side for a change. So get your chocolate cake and then layer it with brown buttercream icing. We're going to layer this quite tall. We're using 3 layers, but you can use more if you like, because once we turn it on its side, we want it to look like a log. Now coat the entire outside of the cake, just pipe on that buttercream icing, lashings and lashings of it. Then smooth it over with a spatula. Oh, this is making my mouth water. Now use a food piping bag and spin your plate around to add an extra layer of buttercream icing on the edges. Smooth that over once again. Using a fork, we're going to create some indents all the way up the side. And around the top in a swirly pattern. Now we're adding on our fondant flowers. We're using gorgeous pink roses. That pink colour looks absolutely beautiful against the brown. And piping on some green buttercream icing to create some leaves. As few or as many as you like. It looks fantastic against the pink and the brown. Down the side, squirt it on and then just pull away to get a pointy tip. We've got a very thin nozzle here on our piping bag. And there you have it, a beautifully decorated chocolate cake. And it was pretty easy to make too, wasn't it? Take a slice of that. Ooh, looking good. If you're looking for something special to bake this Easter, then we have the perfect recipe for you. It's an egg cake, yes, that's right, and it uses loads of eggs and other basic ingredients like sugar, flour, food colouring, buttercream icing and fondant icing. So, let's get started. First of all, add 450 grams of butter to a mixing bowl and whisk away till nice and fluffy. We're going to add 8 eggs into that mixture. Yes, that's right, 8 eggs and 450 grams of caster sugar. Sift in 450 grams of self-raising flour and whisk it all together. We're going to add some food dye to that, making it blue. Next, we're going to grease our cake tins using 2 circular cake tins and 1 dome-shaped. We're going to put in our mixture, splitting it equally between the 3 tins. Then we bake those for 20 to 25 minutes at 175 degrees. We let them cool once they're ready and slice off the top, putting buttercream frosting in between each layer. And the dome shape goes on top. Next, with a cookie cutter, we're going to cut out a small segment from the inside and fill it with candies. Then put the lid back on, tidy it up around the edges, and coat the whole cake in buttercream frosting. Next, we get some fondant icing and roll it out nice and thin, and that goes over our entire cake. Cut off the excess and you're left with a perfect looking egg shape. Next, we're going to decorate. So we're going to get some green buttercream frosting, cut out tiny little circles. Then we're going to cut some blue stars. And last but not least, we're going to make a ribbon to wrap around our gorgeous egg. First, we make a long piece and then we're going to cut out pieces to make the bow. Folding those over, sticking them together and putting our piece in the middle of them. Right, ready to decorate, put the ribbon around and then use water to stick on your bow. Add on the falling ribbon pieces and then stick on your stars and circles. We can decorate around the outside as well if we want, using buttercream icing in different colours to create some grass and flowers. And there you have it, a gorgeous egg cake with a surprise inside. Ooh, lovely. A giant macaron cake filled with buttercream and candies is surely going to impress your friends and family. Nyam Nyam brings to you this lovely macaron cake that is made with caster sugar, butter, eggs, flour and some food colour. So, let's get started. All you need is 227 grams of caster sugar and the same in butter. Whisk that together in a mixing bowl. Add 4 eggs to that, whisk that in too, and then you're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence and 2 cups of self-raising flour with a pinch of baking powder. Whisk it all together with blue food dye. Right, that's going to be separated out into 2 baking tins to bake at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we get 114 grams of caster sugar and the same in butter. Mix those together in a bowl and add 2 eggs this time. Whisk it all up and add half a teaspoon of vanilla essence and 114 grams of self-raising flour. Bake that at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. Let it cool, and meanwhile you're going to start perfecting your blue cake. So we're going to just tidy it up, add some buttercream frosting, tidy it up again and cover it in blue fondant icing, cutting off the excess. Now we're going to get our vanilla cake and we're going to just cut the middle out. Turning your blue cake upside down, then putting on some icing to stick your ringed vanilla cake on top, filling the middle with candy. Add some more buttercream to stick on the final blue cake, which we have decorated just like we did the first one. Some more buttercream goes in the middle of those 2 slices and some pretty blue buttercream around the edge. Slice that up and look at your gorgeous candy-filled giant macaron cake. Nyam Nyam brings to you edible dragon egg cake pops that look just like a real dragon egg. All we need is chocolate sponge, ganache, white chocolate, different colour fondant, and edible glitter spray. These beautiful cake pops. So, let's get started. All you need is some chocolate sponge cake and chocolate ganache. Mix them together in a bowl and then squidge them up in your hands to make an egg shape. Now, melt some white chocolate and then use a cake pop stick dipped in the white chocolate to stick into your cake pop. And then you're going to dip the whole thing in the white chocolate and chill it in the fridge. Now sprinkle your chopping board with flour, ready to roll your coloured fondant icing to decorate your egg-shaped cake pops. We're cutting out some scales using different colours. And then we're going to roll out some white fondant icing for the base to stick our scales on later. We're going to cut out an egg shape from there and then cover our cake pop. Chopping off the excess, making sure it's smooth, paint some water on it to start sticking on your scales. Glue first of all, completely covering it in scales so it looks just like a scaly dragon egg. This is very therapeutic. Just sticking them on there, one by one colour at a time. Now time to spray your edible glitter spray on. And there you have it, dragon egg cake pops. Magical.